which one really is going to be winning this match.
Yeah, Miraen Sejong versus ONIC Rise. We're jumping into game number 1, but I really do feel like with the performance of Rise coming in, especially yesterday, their matchup against PRX was very dominating, and I have huge expectations of ONIC Rise to do the same thing here today, especially up against Miraen Sejong here in this series.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do too as well. I mean, they are one of the teams that has been, choosing a lot of like amazing, has a lot of like amazing plays as well. So really, if we do get to see more action into the side of ONIC Rise, it's not going to be surprising. Though that means that they have the prowess to go up against the second placer of the ever recently concluded Pokemon World Championship. So that means they are also ready for the Asia Champions League finals. But with that being said, though, first pick here going to be the Mimikyu, and in the side of ONIC Rise, that is the Urshifu and the Blissey.
Yeah, and then followed up by Miraen Sejong. As we have mentioned, as we have called, Mewtwo Y is now one of that priority, especially for Subin as that attacker for MSJ. Now, having that Snorlax as well gives him a lot of capability to push back ONIC Rise into possibly just an all-in type of engage with the Urshifu in their comp already. However, Serena and Trevenant are good answers back. Serena still has decent amount of damage that could go into those fights, that could go into the middle of the pack.
And like especially with this kind of go position, I know they have immediately the the Urshifu and the Serena. Definitely, having Trevenant is a really huge help here in the side of ONIC Rise, mainly because of its capabilities. Having that wood hammer to line him up, and of course we'd have wicked blow here, and of course any moves really coming from that of Serena, mainly drop kick, is going to provide a lot of damage to whoever's going to get hit by that of wood hammer from that of a Trevenant.
Yeah, and now we have the Metagross Eldegoss from Miraen Sejong finalized comp. You have the Espeon for ONIC Rise. So I think both these teams have a little bit of that balance in terms of their composition. Actually, in terms of role, they're pretty much mirrored, right? You have a single attacker, you have the double all-rounder, a single defender, and a single supporter. So far, it's so balanced. But in terms of that power spike, Miraen Sejong has to stay put and wait for Metagross to reach that spike, which is at level 9, which takes quite a bit of time for them to reach that point. So MSJ is all about buying time here, playing patient in the early mid.
Oh yeah, and here we have it though. Miraen Sejong onto the the purple side, and we have ONIC Rise into our orange side. So really, both of these teams really strong teams of their own respective regions. Miraen Sejong definitely proved to us of being one of the top placers in the world, not just the region but in the world. So really this is going to be a tall order for the side of ONIC Rise, but as you have mentioned, based on the performances that ONIC Rise was able to provide us and the viewers as well for the previous days here, we can say for sure, no doubt, that ONIC Rise can go on top against that of Miraen Sejong. But the thing here is Miraen Sejong still has a lot of things that they haven't showed us, so really gonna be surprising match for either way, really.
Yeah, so we'll see how this will turn out though. For ONIC Rise, it's all about just putting that pressure in. I think they have that strength coming down into the early mid game in terms of just outright pure and raw damage. For Miraen Sejong, I think their dependency here in the early mid game would probably be Mimikyu on how he's able to really just change things up, pay a visit on top side and even the bottom side of the map. I think that will be one of the dependencies for MSJ all throughout the first couple of minutes into the game.
Oh yeah, but with that being said though, like, as you can see as well, Miraen Sejong almost has been, putting up a lot of damage, putting in their stacks as well as early as possible so that they can, overwhelm ONIC Rise later in the mid game. As you have mentioned, that is their main goal here, to be able to get their XPs up and be able to pressure up their opponents immediately onto that of the mid game. But as you can see as well, just a little bit of minuscule information for those who can see as well. They took a while to take down their Bunnelbees. That is because as time passes by, more XPs can be taken into these wild Pokemon. So that is a really huge strat as well, a minuscule strat in the early game to take down the Indeedys first before taking down the final Bunnelbee into the lanes.
Yeah. And now ONIC Rise is just able to push back and isolate Eldegoss into the back, into the corner, and now it's Miraen and Sejong having to just wait for time here for ONIC Rise to come out first. But so far so good. Miraen and Sejong, despite Metagross still not reaching that final evolution, just having that dependency on just putting a lot of pressure up against ONIC Rise, especially on top side of the map. They're now on a 40-point standing, which isn't really that huge, but that really just puts them up at a good signal that, you know what, at the very least, they're able to put out a lot of these precautionary measure and precautionary points before jumping into that stage we're in. ONIC Rise could definitely just push them back with the likes of Trevenant, as long as Serena now reaching that final.
I mean, at this point on, there's still a little bit of a handshake here as, ONIC Rise is pressuring up, down, bottom, going to be able to put in a lot of scores here. But at the same time, Miraen Sejong is pressuring up top as well. They are able to ensure that Snorlax War is going to be able to survive as well, taking out that Earthship as well up top. And now they're going to be able to destroy that immediately. I like how Miraen Sejong is playing here. ONIC Rise definitely playing a bit of carefulness here, but Miraen Sejong, they are not being careful, they're not being risky, but they are very calculative, is how I would put it, making sure that they can put up a lot while not having a lot of damages into their own team. But with that being said, immediately as you can see, they are very fast, they are runners right here. They are now currently down bottom as well, but look at that though, they're going to be able to take out that Regieleki up top as well, off cam, and a little bit of a handshake as ONIC Rise was able to secure that Regi bottom.
Yeah, now ONIC Rise currently kind of puzzled. Actually, a bit of a shocker. Miraen Sejong has control over this early mid game, and those rotations, I think, definitely is giving him a huge benefit all throughout these first couple of minutes into the game. Where in ONIC Rise is still having to just stick to their ground, having those 3-2 split consistently, and just having those isolated fights and isolated KOs is huge. Coming in for ONIC Rise, but it definitely is not a game changer.
Oh, well, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
we still haven't seen the maximum, XP, maximum potential into the side of Miraen Sejong. But later down the line, obviously, once they go online, we're gonna be seeing that maximum potential that we're talking about. So definitely not deadly as it is at the moment, but definitely is a lot as well. Look at that. There's gonna be another jump here coming in from that off the the Snorlax here coming from War, just a bit of a poking into the side of ONIC Rise as they push them back.
Yeah. And it's all about putting that pressure, and now Metagross reached that final evolution already. So now this is where Miraen Sejong really just starts to ramp up as well, and this will have that Metagross becoming more of a threat up against ONIC Rise. But so far, I'm still looking and still finding where ONIC Rise can maneuver around the map, can find those opportunities to put a huge impact up against Miraen Sejong, because thus far, it's still a standstill for ONIC Rise.
Yeah, and Ward here, honestly, living up to their name, still being a Ward into the side of Miraen Sejong. Despite being methodical, they are just ensuring that, Ward just stays down bottom, look for opponents trying to push in and buy some time, wait for them to arrive. But the thing is, it's not going to be enough though. Computer Crush is going to be popped up as well, but not going to be enough though to put down anyone except for the wild Pokemon. With that being said, the 2v1 though
Series.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, as I mentioned, very important. Look at that though. Wow. What just happened?
Things happened.
Why was the Earthship going down into the team base of Miraen Sejong? Anyway, going back to the game.
Going back into the game, Miraen Sejong has secured himself a massive lead. I think that's just a summary of it, because we weren't able to see the in-between that occurred from that pause. But now Miraen Sejong in a really good state. We called upon this already, how Metagross, when Sejong reaches that level 9 into that final evolution, that is where MSJ starts to ramp up as well. And they get the Regieleki on top of that. If you're going to look at the map, they got the tier 2 goals on already on top side. So really, really strong footing that Miraen Sejong was able to find.
Sorry, there's a lot to take in. Because of the pause that happened, we weren't able to see a chunk of okay, never mind, it is fixed now. Gonna go back into the game.
We're still back into the game already, just very quickly there. But Snorlax starts off the fight here. Trevenant deals a huge amount of hindrances up against their opponents, but Miraen Sejong still holding forth here, goes in for the retreat, doesn't want to fight up against ONIC.
Wow, and here you have it as well. As I mentioned, putting up, fortifying their walls into the side of Miraen Sejong. That is going to be 150 point here up top. It's not going to be enough to take it down, though, unfortunately for them. But again, I guess that's one of the good things as well for still having the first score goal for the opponent. Because if you can get the Rayquaza earlier, at least you'd be able to score in your points as early as possible in comparison to, starting off the second tier score goal. But with that being said, though, 156 to 97 is still a pretty huge lead against that of ONIC Rise.
It is. It definitely is massive because that would give Miraen Sejong the capability of just playing, once again, the goalkeeper that we keep on mentioning time and time again into the Rayquaza pit, wherein they don't necessarily have to force out this fight up against ONIC Rise. They don't have to force out the objective and start it up. They could just wait for ONIC Rise to start it first before they pounce.
And another thing, right? Another option that Miraen Sejong can do here is just getting some points, give the Rayquaza to ONIC Rise, and points themselves while they're taking the Rayquaza or while they're trying to score it. They already have the lead anyway. So even if they can take the Rayquaza, if they do have enough points, ONIC Rise would still not be able to have as much points as possible to go over the score of Miraen Sejong. But with that being said, though, Rayquaza, shiny Rayquaza is now up.
Yeah. And now it's ONIC Rise who's thinking about what they can do at this point, because Miraen Sejong, we called it, right? They don't have to force anything. They don't have to force the fight. They don't have to force out the objective. They just wait for ONIC Rise to move first.
And, Miraen Sejong, ONIC Rise is the one that needs to force the issue, but they are having a hard time here. But we have to remember, they are currently still on an equal footing in terms of XP, not in terms of points, though, but they still need to take them out one by one. If they want to take it out, Play With Me is going to be popped up here into into that arena, but it's not going to be enough. Quintessence is going to be popped up as well into the egg bomb. There you go. Another one side, Infinite Cyber is going to be popped up as well, but not a lot of damage into the side of ONIC Rise, though. But look at them. They are currently low, mid HPs right now. It's still not a lot to be taken out into the side of Miraen Sejong. They're not going to be putting up, they're not going to be putting up Top Kick, but instead goes in for Glash. Going to be able to take down 2 as well. That is going to be the Mimikyu and that of the, Mega 3 into the Miraen Sejong. ONIC Rise, this is the opportunity that they're looking for. The Eldegoss of Mimikyu and that of the Metagross are now down 2 into the Miraen Sejong. Is still up, though. ONIC Rise, though, is going to be able to secure that Rayquaza for themselves. Going to be able to take down 4 in the process. And look at that, Tabine. Tabine is the only one left into the side of Miraen Sejong. Not going to be able to stop ONIC Rise from scoring in another hundo here for ONIC Rise. And just like that, despite having the lead, Miraen Sejong is going to be the one submitting into ONIC Rise for game number 1.
Yeah, and just that one objective, ONIC Rise now takes back the lead up against Miraen Sejong. I don't know what the calculation is so far as we see it, but considering the fact that there is 4 goal zones that was removed by ONIC Rise, they definitely will take game number 1 in their favor. Such a formidable finish coming in from ONIC from game 1.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. And with that being said, though, I think we have to talk about a little bit of what happened here. There was a lot of pause in the game. I'm not saying that a pause was what made this game like this. I'm just saying that that's why their opponents can, essentially take them out, put a bit of a spot, a very small hole into their team, and their opponents can take advantage of that, and that's what happened into ONIC Rise into Rayquaza fight earlier. But this time, I think if there's anything, they have to be more formidable into the Rayquaza so that it wouldn't be stolen away from them.
Yeah, so we'll see what the adjustments are going to be. Of course, Miraen Sejong is still going to stick to the purple size selection just because it gives them that priority pick advantage onto picking out the Mimikyu. But ONIC Rise still going for the same pattern here with our Shifu and the Blissey coming out first. But Miraen Sejong going in for, I believe, like a similar route still. They're going in with a Mewtwo Y and a Snorlax following Mimikyu.
Yeah, ONIC Rise might change their composition here just because of the fact that sure they might have won last game, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they were in control of the match. For the most part, it was Miraen Sejong that has control. So honestly, Miraen Sejong does not have to change anything. But as we can see right here, right now, the first four Pokemon into the set of ONIC Rise is still the same as earlier, just missing the Espeon. And now we might be able to see the Metagross here, because again, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And just like that, Miraen Sejong is going to be putting up the same composition as game number one. Really strong composition.
Bit of a shocker actually, because I was thinking like Miraen Sejong would change thing up, but they're sticking onto the same composition here, which I think still is okay. They made it work. Miraen Sejong was in the lead all throughout that game, so why fix what's not broken, right? And now ONIC Rise are the ones who will make a difference coming through with the Ninetales in addition to their composition for ONIC Rise.
See, okay, so what do you think about this? You know, earlier they went in for the Espeon as their backlane attacker. Now this time it is going to be the Alolan Ninetales. Obviously, this is going to be a utility Alolan Ninetales. Mainly because of the fact that, you know, we already have this Arena and they already have their sheep as well. And of course, the frontliner that is, of course, Illuna with the Trevenant. Now, this could definitely be an Avalanche Blizzard. I don't see this being a Dazzling Gleam Aurora Veil, despite it, you know, it cannot be a DPS, not in this composition. So definitely could help out a lot in stunning opponents. But do you think this is going to be enough? Ninetales is one of the one of the very squishy Pokemon into the side of the game, but it could though provide a lot of utility into the side of whoever has this Ninetales. So the question is, what do you think would the difference that Ninetales can bring about into the side of ONIC instead of Espeon?
I'm really thinking about it as well on how like Ninetales would fit in coming into this composition, but I do agree with your statement. I think it's more towards that utility side. It will not be that damage. I think the dependency here would be your Shifu and Serena, with Trevenant going to the 7th place, or will be the ones who's engaging on those team fights. So I think that will be more of what they want to do, and I think Ninetales will be the one who expectedly would be shifting around the map alongside with their Shifu that could state a little bit more utility, because that is what lacked a while ago with Monica Rise, right? All throughout that dirty mid game, it's constantly MSJ who's taking the lead, who's taking full control of the whole game.
But at least this time around, ONIC Rise is the one securing all the wild Pokemon against that of Miraen Sejong, not allowing Miraen Sejong to get anything at all. As you can see here, you know, Jong and you know, the what do you call this? The Gossifleur still hasn't had it points at all. Where, you know, it was stolen here by what do you call this? This teeny up top as well. But here we go. Eeyore now currently at level 5, now has access to Wicked Blow. Definitely can put up a lot of damage.
Now you have Snorlax as well going on to the bottom side. This will be a bit dangerous for Illuna on what they could do here, but on top side, it's just a battle between these two teams for the lane birds. Pretty much ONIC Rise, at the very least, is not on a huge deficit now in compared to game.
Oh yeah. Here we go though, and as we mentioned, that is going to be Avalanche, going to be popped up here by you know, the Alolan Ninetales. Definitely a utility Alolan Ninetales this time around, just to try to help down and put up a bit of a what we call it, crowd control side of Miraen Sejong, so that they can put up a lot of damage later down the line. And at the same time, you know, we have its what do you call this, passive ability as well, which can, you know, essentially put up some snowflakes up top, and if you know, feel that snowflakes, then you can what do you call this, stun your opponent, and it could go over the what do you call this, if you're seen by the Alolan Ninetales first before you go to a tall grass, you'll still be seen. That's a lot of information into the side of the Alolan Ninetales. But with that being said, though, ONIC Rise is currently low on HP, as Miraen Sejong was able to secure that central birds to themselves.
Yeah, for sure, and that will give them a lot of XPs and a lot of levels. And now Ward, this is the power of the Alolan Ninetales, having that utility, having that tendencies, that gives them enough capability to just finish and clean up. And now Miraen Sejong can't go in for the defense just because of the pushback and the freeze that Alolan Ninetales have.
Oh wow, look at this though. Alone Knights is gonna be able to take down 2 in the process. They'll make that 1 for 2 though, as Mimic is gonna be taken out, and the Trevenant and the Alone Ninetales as well. But what's interesting here is that Mimikyu here is being used not as a what do you call this 100% attacker here, but instead goes for the trick room as well, just to put in a little bit of a slow effect into the side of ONIC Rise once you go through the trick room. But I think they are gonna be getting in for the play rough still. It's not Shutter Claw, obviously, for the other set of the attack. But look at that, though. Even physically popped up as well just to take down that Mewtwo, and they were able to do so successfully as they secured this Reggie Eyes with Wicked Blow as well. I don't think we're going to be seeing a bit of a handshake here, given the fact that there's a Serena up top, but ONIC Rise is now putting down points to destroy the first score goal down bottom, and there's not a lot of attackers up top for Miraen Sejong to secure this Reggie Elecki. But I think we're going to be seeing a bit of a steal here. Never mind. It's not going to be stolen here. It is going to be player rough here. Never mind. That's going to play with me into Cell and going to be able to secure that Reggie Lucky as well. Look at that. Cell try to get away. Going to be able to get away for another day. Going to be able to go into Eeyore, but unfortunately misses the Wicked Blow. And look at that. Triple Axis is going to pop up and it could extend this, and finally going to be able to take down that Mimikyu as well. And they're not going to be stopping here. Here comes another Wicked Blow into another one that's going to be Ward with the Snorlax. It's not going to be enough though. Computer and Crash going to pop up here. Another one here just to contain them inside the walls. But unfortunately not going to be enough, as Blizz is going to be able to take down that Metagross. And just like that, another Even Fist is getting popped up as well into the Wicked Blow. Miming Mewtwo is out once again. 3 down Ward as well. Going back into the Pokemon Center along with the Eldegoss. That's 4 down into the side of Miraen Sejong.
Yeah, and ONIC Rise was able to stand their ground all throughout those fights as well. You have a lot of utility. You have a lot of Trevenant coming in from even Urshifu as well on top of the damage, and the Alolan Ninetales, and they were just able to really just stay their ground with the sustain coming in from Blissey, with the amount of damage coming in for the likes of Urshifu and Serena all throughout that battle.
Dude, I was really skeptical of the Alolan Ninetales earlier, but it seems as if I was proven wrong here by ONIC Rise. Alolan Ninetales definitely is helping a lot into the side of ONIC Rise, especially on team fights. They were able to put up a lot of those snowflakes, those avalanche into the blizzard as well. Pushing down opponents, putting them onto the walls as well. Look at that Infinite Cyber's getting popped up as well. They want to take this Reggie Eyes. They're gonna be able to take down the Metagross as well. There's going to be another one here. ONIC Rise currently in control of the map here and in control of the Reggie Eyes now as well, as they were able to push away Miraen Sejong. And just like that, you know what? I might be able to give you a bit of objectives, but not this time, not in this matchup, is what ONIC Rise has said. And now they are getting ready to go up and take the Reggie Elecki. Now Cell putting up a bit of damage, poking into the top side. But look at that though, Spirits almost taken out here, almost picked off here by ONIC Rise if they weren't careful enough. And just like that, Jong here gonna be seen here by Cell as well.
Yeah, ONIC Rise going in for the Reggie Elecki, just buying time here, but Ward comes through. Who takes it down? It will be ONIC.
ONIC gonna be taking out that Reggie Elecki. Power Enough gonna be popped up here by Ward, but still not gonna be enough. The Power Enough is not gonna be enough for you to sleep, but it's gonna be enough to sleep to go back to the Pokemon Center. But look at this though, another attack here coming from Eeyore. Eeyore, you might be the one and gonna be able to take down 2 in the process. That's going to be 2 in the side of Miraen Sejong, but they are not done yet. Even if it's gonna be popped up once again, but here we go, another diminishing. Oh my goodness, all the adjectives now for ONIC Rise, as they were able to wipe down Miraen Sejong, put the Reggie like into the second tier struggle, and destroy that as well. Quick math, leaving just 1 point down the second tier score goal and getting in a lot of over cap as well.
And ONIC Rise was able to really just put in this Alola Ninetales and see so much of a difference, a night and day difference here, with them taking away 212-point lead in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. This is just full control for ONIC Rise. Now, coming down into the objective here, this will be a bit difficult for Miraen Sejong, considering the amount of utilities and hindrances that ONIC Rise has in their composition. And on top of that, ONIC also has the level of experience with their Shifu already at level 14.
Mm. But with that being said, though, they already had the position advantage, right? I'm going into the Reggie bottom, but the moment that they saw Miraen Sejong to short the first goal, just to alleviate a bit of the gap that they have against that of ONIC Rise, immediately they knew, you know what, they're going down into the China Ray phase, that we have to position ourselves. We cannot take this Reggie bottom anymore, and now ONIC Rise is just waiting for them to catch up. But now with the twister coming from that of Rayquaza, they know that someone is hiding there. Ward now forced to retreat and go away from the tall grass.
Mm-hmm. Now Miraen Sejong still waiting for the opportunity. The ONIC Rise will start up this fight first. Unfortunately enough, ONIC Rise has a massive lead. They're just waiting and buying time here. And Miraen Sejong, you only have a minute and 30 seconds left, and you have to do something pretty soon.
And here you go. The initiation is going to be starting up, coming in from Cell. And look at this. They're going to be able to get, and Pincer's Pierce uses their Unite move. That is going to be playing with me, going to be popped up into the trick room rather, just to get away. But they're currently low here as Ear is now still here. They still do have their Unite moves up though, as ONIC Rise still has all of their Unite moves. 1 minute is left here for both of the teams for them to secure their win. But look at the Infinite Cyber is going to be popped up as well. Protocol Crash just to put a bit of sustain here. ONIC Rise is currently low into the Trevenant, but Paranel is going to be popped up. Mewtwo Y is going to be popped up as well. There's going to be a 1 down into the side of Miraen Sejong, but it's still not going to be enough though. Cell, despite having a 2v1, is surviving all day, all night. ONIC Rise still has the lead here. 35 more seconds for Miraen Sejong as Trevenant Ilona is putting out 82 points down bottom. Gonna be able to destroy it? No, not quite. It is gonna be enough. They're gonna be able to take down 2 again into the side of Miraen Sejong. They'll make it 3. That is 4, and it is going to be a ward up left for Miraen Sejong for the Rayquaza, and just like that, it is not gonna be enough. Snorlax is not going to put up a lot of damage to take down this Rayquaza, and just like that, ONIC Rise didn't need no shiny Rayquaza. They already have a shiny of their own, and that is the win. And just like that, 2-0 in favor of ONIC Rise.
Yeah, fantastic showing there by ONIC. And what happened there to conclude that battle is that it was Miraen Sejong who was a little bit puzzled. He was split apart. And ONIC Rise just took that opportunity because MSJ was the one who started that battle, right? They were trying to engage, they were trying to force out the issue, they were trying to force out the fight. And then ONIC Rise knew how to answer it. Cell was going in for the chase into the back line. Spears was trying to go away. J-John was trying to go away. Subin was trying to go away as well, but Cell was there. But the thing is, Ward was left alone. There were a couple of Pokemon players left alone on the Rayquaza pit, which ONIC Rise just turned around and picked onto those Pokemon and sent them back to the base. And with that said, ONIC Rise